Do your enemies have more gear, more skill, or more playtime than you? Well, here are 7 ways you can overcome the odds and come out victorious. Starting us off at number 1 is the Potion of Invisibility, or Invis Pot. If used in the correct situation, it can give you a massive advantage against a stronger opponent. It can allow you to get a free hit against a veteran player, and has a high chance of making newer players panic. Veteran players will be wary of invisible players if they hear you drink the potion, so try to do it in loud situations or out of their earshot. The epic quality potion lasts 60 seconds, and invis pots are affected by buff duration. That's potentially a very long time. Recently, the invis pot was nerfed to require 15 knowledge to use, but I foresee greater nerfs in the future. Use it now while you can. The second way I recommend is to ambush enemy players and take them by surprise. Rogue is probably the best class for this, and I have an ambush style budget rogue guide here you can queue up to watch later. However, you don't need to be rogue to do this. Any class can set up good ambushes. In this clip, my friend and I are fighting a 2v3. He pretends to run while I wait to ambush the back line. They take the bait, and I go after their cleric and wizard while my friend mops up the enemy barbarian. A textbook ambush. In case you're wondering, this clip and the next one are a bit old. That's why there's so many juiced people in normals. Here, I'm hiding behind the door in the corner while looking down to try to hide my player model even further. I wait until the barbarian and cleric are in deep before going after them. Since they were fighting another team and running away, they were distracted, making them more vulnerable to my ambush, which leads me to number 3, third partying. To third party means to attack a player when they are fighting another player, or when they have just finished fighting. Oftentimes, the player will be injured or will have expended valuable resources like spells, or maybe their skills will be on cooldown. This is especially effective against teams, as their supports like Cleric will be out of spells, or the bard buffs may be wearing off. At high level play where every advantage matters, third partying is a massive advantage. Number 4 is to fight in good areas for your class or team comp. So, for example, here I'm playing Ranger with a fighter. Our ranged focus allows us to do high damage at long range, which is perfect for the entire Ruins map. Ruins has very open areas and long sight lines, where we can shoot someone before they even know we are there. For a more balanced map, like Crypts, we should only take fights in big open rooms like Bridge or Pyramid if we can. Alternatively, as a Cleric, with no real ranged options except a short-ranged Holy Strike, we should really take fights in close quarters rooms where we can limit the enemy's ranged threat and safely cast our buffs before the fight. Unless, of course, you've scouted the enemy team and you know they don't have ranged options. For number 5, I have a tactic not everyone is going to like because it's underhanded. POI camping. If you're a door camper in Rust, or an extract camping rat in Tarkov, then you might like this one. Basically, you find an interesting POI that players will come to, like a static exit or a health shrine, and then you ambush these unaware players. The original most famous camping spot is probably the health shrine in Foursquare. If you want to be even more disgusting, you can consider playing Ranger and placing traps all around your chosen POI. Equip a windlass crossbow and penetrating shot and true shot, and you'll be one-shotting a lot of classes out there. Additionally, you can get creative placing traps at height, but I don't want to give you guys any more ideas. I feel disgusting. So, for number 6, we have play against the class or team comp that you counter. So for example, let's say you're a Ranger Wizard Cleric team, and you're fighting a Fighter Barbarian Rogue team. Theoretically, as long as you're at range, or maybe have high ground, that's a very good fight for you. You out DPS them at range, and you should probably take the fight. Now, let's say you're a solo Ranger, for example. Theoretically, you should be countering a Wizard or a Cleric or a Warlock, right? Now, as Barbarian, theoretically, you lose to, say, a PDR fighter, right, with a shield. But in reality, this is not the truth, and right now, Barbarian kind of beats everyone, let's just be honest. Which leads me to number 7. Number 7 is play the meta. Currently, we are in early access, and many things can change from patch to patch, especially when new content is added. This means the balancing will always be changing.
Beautiful timing.
If you really care about winning, then you can consider playing whatever class is the current meta. Currently, I can say without a doubt that Barbarian is very strong. He's also very accessible for newer players and does not require high levels of gear. Alternatively, if you have skill and plenty of money for gear, Warlock with high-end gear is very strong, even beating Wizard, Ranger, and Cleric, the classes which are supposedly his counters. Additionally, we've been living in what I would call the ranged and movement speed meta for a long time. Any class with good ranged options and high base movement speed or movement speed skills are pretty good. Please consider subscribing and let me know what you think in the comments below. If this video does well, I'll be doing more in the future.